Yeah.
Okay, all to order. That's why I didn't sit down. Just have to get up again. Thank you. Pledge allegiance.
I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One of these days, I'm gonna bring that 14-foot flag I got put on that wall.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Roll call. Mr. Brown. Here. Hey, you.
What's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
Here.
Angie?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark is out of town on business, so we do have a quorum. I'd like a motion and a second to approve the minute meeting to 4/9.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Board members report. Mr. Brown?
Nothing.
Okay, thank you. Angie?
No.
Okay. Gene, you're up.
Well, looking at the balance sheet, looks like we got a nice check.
It went right back out
And
again
then we
in
came
May.
right back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a vicious circle.
Well, good, well, good. Now, otherwise, looking it over, in my opinion, we're in kind of a holding pattern looking at the budget at the moment. Because we could have a substantial savings without having leakage.
Yeah, I
But
got
we'll have
something to
to
say
see
about
if
that
that may
leakage.
change,
I got a
yeah.
comment.
Yeah. So that's kind of, for the budget, as far as that's concerned,
Oh, yeah.
we're kind of looking at that because since we reported a 0 loss in water, which is better than a couple $1,000 loss. in
Well,
water
yeah,
we've had
you
in
know.
the past. That would be nice if it holds up, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's just what I was gonna say. We ought to just hold our breath a little bit before we get really excited.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I am,
You know.
for sure.
A couple months on.
But I would
Yeah,
like
a whole
to-
3 months. If I see 3 in a row, I'll be real happy. Now I'm only a little happy.
I would like to hold our breath on the rate increase too, to see if this holds up. And if it doesn't, then I'd like to revisit the rate increase, but,
I have a couple things to say in that too in my report, so.
so that's all I got.
Okay, okay. I just want to make a comment about the leakage. It's just, I think, makes better hold our breath just a little bit and not start dancing or anything.
Definitely.
Stay off the table, Gene.
No, I'm not dancing by any means, I
Yeah,
just didn't.
no, I know, yeah,
I danced enough for all of you when I first saw it.
yeah.
I don't want to have a rate increase if this holds up.
We'll see. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's an if.
Yeah, you know. And I've read 2 or 3 places that average is 10 to 15% on small water. Oh, you read the same thing? Yeah, okay. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it went back up a little bit. Just from what I've read, 10 to 15% on small water companies, so. Okay, you don't have anything to ask, I asked you, never mind. Manager's report.
Okay. Critical infrastructure, we'll just start with this stuff and I'll end with the budget stuff.
Okay.
Our meeting last week included a problem they are facing with potholing. I know Chuck was there and Ron was there, but just to brief you all. According to Joe with Pat Byrne, they are uncovering fairly large rocks that could possibly, when moved, damage our line and cause significant leaks. And they believe we should offset the new line further from our existing line. So that's going to cost a lot of money. We just received a bid for 80 something.
Crap.
I said to the.
Yeah, I didn't
It
get
falls within our contingency, which was
Yeah,
something
I
we
know.
contracted with them for, but it does eat quite a bit of it away.
But I
So,
still can't understand why we need all that slurry.
the county's requiring it when you go under the road. Once they cut into the asphalt,
I
they.
know,
yeah.
I know,
I know.
I know
I
I
think
know
it's
the
dumb.
logic, but
I
I
think
can't
it's dumb.
understand it.
But they're not doing what they always do. Like they had
a landscaping company come and do the thing out in front of where the VFW Big League was, they didn't put slurry in there on, you know. And I think they're not being consistent.
Yeah.
So I really.
If you want to try to fight it, but I don't want to put off the project for too long.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they haven't even started yet, I mean, so.
No, but they want to. They want
Probably will
to
start by
yesterday.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can start it and we can still argue it and then
Yeah,
At the
stop the
end.
slurry. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
oh,
stop
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Because it's
I
gonna
think
make it
we
so
definitely-
incredibly hard to repair.
I just, I know, I know,
I
the-
said we didn't have to do it.
I just know the reasoning, but I think they're pushing how far away. And I understand their reasoning,
Yeah.
trying to keep away from hitting other,
Oh, yeah,
the rock,
yeah.
hitting that
Yeah.
rock and pushing into it, but it's a little over.
I know, it's a little overkill, and it's a little overkill on the county's side, as far as I'm
And that's it,
concerned.
I mean, with the
Yeah.
slurry, there's no
Uh,
reason.
It's not their money, they don't care.
Oh, well then, okay.
I have a question though, since I wasn't in on that discussion. They're saying that the rocks are too big near the other pipe, so we have to be further away from the existing pipe.
What's
If
happening?
they're afraid of this rock, big rocks here, and they start digging, that rock's gonna push into the other rock and break into the existing pipe, because it's all rocks.
Oh,
But
could
it does
bring
make-
the since
Yeah.
the existing pipeline is buried in rock.
In rock.
And we're
Right.
kind of close to it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
you know,
see.
that, it makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no, I understand that. Yeah, because you put a big backhoe in there and you move those rocks around.
Yeah, and the rocks aren't gonna hold up to the backhoe, it'll just take them.
Yeah,
And then
right.
we're gonna have a leak.
So we're gonna be pushing
Pushing,
everything
yeah,
around in there.
yeah. But I still think we need to get a hold of Rick Zane and his boss, and start with Rick, I think.
So that's why the new line, a new blue line is on the road?
I don't know about that.
They put a new blue line on the road this morning.
Oh, did they? Oh, I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah, they're moving it,
They were
Yeah,
good.
they moved away, so it's
Okay.
now in the pavement for quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, okay, I did.
If you call that pavement.
You're pushing that, aren't you?
Yeah,
So I think, you wanna deal with that?
yeah, I'll go down and talk to him.
Well, let's go talk to him first.
Yeah, I think that's, you know.
Yeah, we'll go down and talk to Rick Zane.
I'm not sure that makes sense having to do the slurry after we put the pipeline in, because then we won't be moving the rocks.
What?
Well, they're worried more of stabilization.
Yeah.
But they won't, when you get into the asphalt, they don't want the asphalt settling, so. they're
Yeah,
not trying to-
yeah.
Oh, it's the asphalt there. 'Cause-
Yes.
Yeah, it's the asphalt we're
It's the
concerned about.
heavy loads of traffic that we have on Second Street.
Well, yeah.
that they're
Those
concerned
golf
about.
carts really
I
work.
know.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
we're gonna outlaw your golf cart.
And the frequent semis that we
Oh,
have.
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah, the two a week.
I'm sure
Maybe.
my ATV weighs 1,000
Exactly,
pounds.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
garbage truck. That's the
It's
only.
just, it's gonna
That's
make it so
probably
hard
the
for us
only
to repair
regular
that
heavy
line.
bit.
Load.
And expensive.
Oh, boy.
And you know, I still haven't taken the operation, I've made myself look at the original bid, but in the spec, that Civil Tech did for that, they had slurry in there, because it has to be MAGA, whatever
Right.
thing. So if they bid slurry, they shouldn't have to ask us for more money to actually have to do it.
Except for that you need more
So it's the
slurry.
amount of slurry,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
When-
Oh,
when you-
yeah.
when you go
Originally,
under
we were
asphalt.
gonna only use slurry in the intersections.
Yeah,
Now,
That's
they
right.
have to use it all the way down the whole line,
that
so.
just makes no sense.
Because it is going like this far into the pavement.
Yeah,
Well, I
Yeah,
argue about
I know.
pavement.
No, I
You do
think-
talk to them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
It isn't all pavement, a lot of it's chips.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not pavement at all, it's just layers of chip seal.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so, okay, we'll deal with that starting tomorrow.
There was another man, it wasn't Rick, it was.
His boss.
That's his boss.
I can't remember,
I
was it
can't-
Oscar or something?
I've
That
never,
Mark talked
We've
to
never
and
met
got
him because
it.
he's new,
Yeah,
because Rick
I'll
was
ask
supposed to
him
get that
and let
position
you
and
know.
he didn't get it. So, but we'll start with Rick.
okay. Okay, I guess the last thing I had was that we did submit the first billing, that 80,000 came in, and then it went right back out at the beginning of May for their first billing. So that was the end of that. And water loss, I don't have any words. We'll just-
Yeah.
We'll just wait and see, yeah.
Smiling, but, But don't cry if it's, no.
No, I mean, I'll be disappointed, but
Yeah, I know,
I
I
mean,
know.
okay. Rate increase, as I said in your monthly email, I would like to meet in an executive session to evaluate our policies and procedures when it comes to our customers. I'd like to see if I can consolidate some of that stuff. I
Yeah.
haven't had a chance because I've been working on the budget, but I do want to see if I can consolidate some of that stuff, make it easier for our customers to understand
And easier
and
for
for
us.
us to
Yeah,
enforce.
definitely.
Because we are making some exceptions that maybe we shouldn't be making, but I think it needs to be done in an executive session so we can talk
Yeah.
about actual people.
I think
And
that's a really
we
good
can't really
idea.
do that here. So be thinking about that, guys. I don't know what your schedules are in June, but I would like to. You guys
We don't
know
either.
what you-
We don't either, so go ahead.
I'm in and out all June, I'm doing a trip, but I mean, don't count, you do what we have to do.
Well,
When are you-
let's kind of do it and talk to Ron, if we change it a day or two,
I'll be gone most of June. so
June
don't count.
17th, we're gone. But that's
Yeah.
it.
or, okay.
I'd like to do it on a Friday if it's possible. Maybe the Friday after the meeting? Would that work
That
for
would
you
be
guys?
the 13th. Friday the 13th? Are you superstitious?
No, I like the 13th. I was born on the 13th.
I'm sorry.
Is that good for most of you?
Fine for me,
Okay.
I have no clue.
and Mark doesn't work on Fridays.
Right, that's why I kind
So
of want to
that's
do it on a
fine.
Friday,
Yeah.
so we don't have to do it so
I won't be
late.
here, so.
You won't.
Okay.
That's
That
good.
kind of sucks though, I'd like to have your input, but,
I'll look at it and let you know.
okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'll try to
we'll
have
take
it
care of
ready way prior so you can, and
Yeah.
I'll email it.
Make some red line up, Ron.
Okay.
You know. Got a red pencil?
Yeah.
June 13th with the question. Okay. Financial report. Rock Pros had a fairly big bill this past month, and this is what I'm gonna be talking about with the budget stuff. In their attempts to keep the dust down, which I think we all appreciate, their bill was almost $10,000.
Okay.
Okay, so that went a long ways towards, I think, the water loss figures and all of that stuff.
Let me ask you one question, is Rockville paying regularly?
They are.
Okay, that's
I mean,
fine.
at the beginning, they were late pretty consistently, but I think that was more to do with just processing paperwork than actually any hardship or anything like that.
All right.
We're now paid within a few days.
Okay, that's
of
fine.
submitting
I
it.
just
So they're
was curious.
awesome, they're doing awesome. We do have the initial bid.
Oh, can I
package.
say one other thing
Sure, of
about
course.
Rock Pro and that box down there? When we get that box painted,
I don't see why not.
let's get some primer and some paint and paint it.
What are you thinking? Just blue or?
I don't care,
Water blue, green,
blue,
Tan.
fluorescent orange.
yeah, I don't
Orange,
care,
I like that.
because it's gonna rust.
Yeah, but it looks like it belongs somewhere.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, like all the cars in the dry, in the
Yeah.
driveways.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand out not being bright.
Yeah, I don't care what you painted, you know,
Yeah.
Okay, well,
get a couple
we'll
coats of
get some
paint on
paint.
it.
and-
Were you saying that it's standing out as a bad thing or a good thing?
Oh, it's a good thing because you don't really notice it.
Yeah,
But
my
if you
bad
paint it
thing.
bright colors,
Yeah.
it's
It
gonna
is gonna
stand
start to
out.
rust,
Yeah.
you know, okay, that's fine, that's all the comment I
Okay.
had.
Check with BLM on the color.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go to your room.
You want me to paint some critters on the side also?
Yeah, do some artwork.
Cows.
Should we table the discussion for the BLM stuff? Well, you guys discuss it
Yeah, put
later.
that
I'm
off
just
for-
gonna skip it
Okay,
for right
well-
now.
Yeah.
I already thought about that.
The budget. I know you guys haven't had a chance to look at it, so we're gonna kind of be discussing it tonight for the first time, which
Okay.
I apologize for.
That's okay.
When I first did that budget, we were pretty close to breaking even, and I went back and changed some stuff around, which just kind of stunned me. But I've had a little bit of a chance to think about it, and I think a really good portion of the reason why our numbers look pretty good is because of Rock Pro, because of their billing. I mean, we've gone up from around 120,000 in sales to 156 actually is what
Oh,
we
yeah.
brought in last
Okay.
year. And a significant portion of that is just simply because of
And they're
rock.
gonna keep expanding.
And yeah, see, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I definitely think we could probably get away with postponing. I didn't have those figures, this 10,000 kind of came in at the last, and that really brought this up, but, if you guys are kind of confident that they're gonna continue on like they've been, which I haven't talked to them about at all, I think we can probably, I think our loss right now is at 16, but 7,500 of that was a trailer, which we obviously can put off, a dump trailer. We probably could put off a rate increase for a year, see how Rock Road does with us, and
Yeah,
Yeah, and through the summer, it's gonna get more, you know,
well, because it's just drier, yeah.
and it's windier.
Do you think that we should have a meeting with Rock Pro and talk to them about that? You know, think about that.
I mean, I know that he was very upset about this last bill. He's like, can't you guys figure out a way to keep this down a little bit, you know?
You
Yeah,
Huh?
are.
Don't use so much water.
yeah, get smaller trucks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with their well.
With the rate increase, when they're complaining already, and a lot of people have complained to me.
Okay.
People I've talked to.
Well,
You go
yeah,
for rate increase, that's gonna increase their bill too.
well, yeah, yeah.
You know, so if they're already complaining, then.
Well, they might not have a.
Jump it
They're not
another
complaining.
$3,000.
They're not complaining to us. They know
Right.
they owe the money and they have no
Right.
issue with that, but they were getting down on their superintendent that
Right,
came
yeah.
into our office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they haven't given
I
us
don't
any
mean they're
resistance at
complaining
all.
to us about it, I mean that
Yeah.
if they're feeling the pinch already,
Yeah.
if we
Yeah.
increase their rate,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
it'd be more of a pinch.
Well, let's set up a meeting sometime, Kathy, with Rock Pro, and I don't care, I like to be there, I don't care who's.
It's not gonna affect the budget, and we were planning on meeting for a rate increase anyways until July.
Yeah,
So we can include
Sometime.
that in our executive session if we want to, and
Yeah, we
just
can
discuss
talk
it
about
along
it.
with the other stuff.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
I think
Okay.
it might be premature to have a meeting with them.
Think so?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can at least see if they,
Yeah, I don't, as long as they're paying the bill and using the water, I don't see
Well, I
why
just-
we should have a meeting.
I think
How
he
long
just
they're
means,
gonna be using it.
yeah, if they're gonna be
Yeah.
using it
But-
consistently or
Well,
not.
I'd like to know their forecast,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they have any way of forecasting.
I can reach out to him. I've got his personal cell, so I can
Okay.
reach out to him and just ask if it looks like they're gonna continue with this.
Continue within their
Yeah.
current pattern.
Okay,
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I think that's a better
that's
idea.
all I wanted to do, I just wanted to see if they had a forecast.
And then the last item, probably starting next week, unless some poop hits the fan at this Thursday meeting, I should have time next week to switch us over from Frontier to a voice over internet protocol called UMA. I already have the phone. I just need to have time to call Frontier, which is gonna be an issue. like
That's
calling
2 or
the
3
government.
hours on the phone probably.
Yeah, getting our line switched over, and then we will have that. I can anticipate there being some complaints. I wasn't 100% aware that part of their process, a lot of times, is getting an AI answer when we're not here.
Oh,
But I think once people realize that it'll be efficient, they'll be fine with it. It's just like everybody else. That's
Like
the
everybody
first-
else.
Yeah.
It's not anything new to anybody, well.
But it's
When you
only,
call the drugstore.
it's only
I never
30,
gotten fine with it.
it's only
Well,
30 bucks a month.
It's what?
30 bucks a month.
That's
So-
all?
Yeah, so I was
Really?
just like, I kind of feel like I at least need to try them out.
Yeah.
Vonage was quite a bit
What's,
more.
what if you don't like it, you wanna cancel it? What happens then?
It was a year contract, so,
Well, put up with it for a year if we don't like it.
yeah.
Have you talked to anybody that has it?
No.
Okay, I'm just
No,
curious.
I just,
about-
what I did was I went on Google and I asked for top ratings for the companies, and then I price requested all 5 of
Yeah,
them, and
okay, fine.
so.
All it does is make me more pissed off when I finally get to someone who might speak English.
That's a big mic.
That's not gonna happen here, and I think while we're here, I mean, while the office hours are open, It can, there's the option to take them off and just have Annie
Spend a
answer.
half
So
hour on
that's,
AI and then
it's
get
just when
3
we're
hours
not.
of some we can't
Yeah.
understand.
It'll transfer the call the way I'm understanding it. It'll just automatically transfer it to Lau's phone or my phone or however we set it up. So it
Okay,
shouldn't
well, I think
be.
that during office hours, we just need to answer the phone.
Exactly,
Unless
and
we-
we can,
Unless something
right, right,
goes bottoms up.
right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah, during office hours, I want to answer the phone.
So
The
that's,
first thing it says is if you want to actually talk to a person, press O.
I know.
Yeah, yeah,
First thing it says is
yeah.
that?
English or Spanish, yes.
Spanish, yes, yes,
If
yeah.
you want to speak Spanish, call someone else.
Yeah, call someone that cares.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
number 2.
Me habla español, complete número 9, 9. No, that's what it is.
Nueve, yeah. Okay, that's fine.
No, if you don't speak English, hang up.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's one thing, I'd rather have AI than speak to somebody from Mumbai, you know, that,
Yeah, yeah.
but anyway, that's.
So, okay, that's,
So that's all I got.
okay.
Did we hire somebody from Mumbai?
Lau.
Never mind.
Go for it.
Go home.
Okay, Mr. Lau,
Yes, sir.
you have a little piece of paper, so.
Yeah, I got a short piece of paper. I've been working with the crew and helping them set things up, like their fencing, their gates, and then when they have problems with their equipment, if I've got parts that I can help fix it,
Yeah.
I'm going with that, like their vacuum machine for the potholing. They had a short piece of PVC and I brought them a longer piece. And as it worked out, we had a repair today, and they came up with their machine and offered
It's not
to suck it out for us, which was real nice. So
Yeah,
we're
that's
working
great.
together real
So it's
well.
kind of,
Yeah.
I hate to interrupt you, but I also wanted to ask, do you guys have an issue with me calling Gordon and setting up a delivery of fines for our yard? I don't,
We need them.
yeah, no.
He charges $50, right, a load?
something like that, and I'm thinking that's gotta be cheaper than using yours and having Malcolm and Kevin having to
Well, yeah,
relay
you
it
know,
back and
you get
forth
Malcolm and
and,
Kevin, and my trailer's not that big.
yeah,
You
and
know,
so
I
I'm
mean-
just,
He's got a whole dump truck he can use.
Yeah.
exactly,
I think, he charges $50 a load, and I think that's,
okay.
That's
And we-
reasonable.
we can only do it on the
How
weekend.
many loads do you want?
As much as we can put there without it being uncomfortable to drive around it. I mean,
Depends on the size of the dump truck, but to start,
Well-
I'd say one.
Now, is that fines for us, for our filling in our repairs?
Yes.
Okay. all
Yes,
right.
it's just for our
Yeah.
use.
Yeah, I would say
So you're just talking 1 or 2 loads?
yeah, I'd say a couple loads in there,
Yeah.
because he's got, that dump truck is a,
It's Joe's.
I don't know how
It's
much.
Joe's dump truck.
It's Joe's
about
dump
8
truck.
yards.
yeah, I think
6
so,
to 8
something, I was gonna
yards.
say 6, but yeah. So, but you can put a couple in there real easy. Yeah, let's clean the weeds and stuff all out of there first. If you want, I'll come down and scrape it
You got a scraper?
on the back of my tractor.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to come down. When you gonna do that? Next week? Yeah. Don't
It's
do it
just,
till
it
I.
kind of popped into my head a few days ago,
Yeah,
and I
no,
just wanted to
I'll come
bring it
down and
up.
clean that up sometime in the next couple days. So don't call until next week,
Okay.
okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
We had a repair today at the church. That went well. We replaced some poly pipe with some PEX. It's all the way down to the main, all the way up. So it's all in
What I
place.
wanna see.
I now have a meter testing station. It is functioning. I can test meters. I've already gone through a few of them and then now these
Okay,
are
now let me
gone.
ask you a question, and you might not know the answer to this. I think I've asked it before and never got an answer. Can we send those meters back, have them rebuilt?
I don't have no info on that. You're right. I've
You can't.
never heard of it.
Okay, all right, let's look into that.
When you do
Let's,
that-
see how many we get.
And they build them and they recalibrate them.
Yeah, yeah, the
You
whole
just have to
thing.
be careful on the calibration part of it, because you're not certified and.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm certifiable.
Yeah, well, that too.
You don't have the equipment to
Yeah,
certify.
right.
I'm just
No,
saying that
right.
you
Let's
gotta
look
be.
into what it
So if
costs to,
Find out, because, you know, if they're that we have to weigh the cost.
Well, yeah, we need to look at,
New and have
Yeah.
yeah, do some research on it, will you?
Okay, we'll look into that. And then, 2 weeks ago on Thursday, we had BLM come out because we were putting outside the cattle guard, we were taking, the contractors were dumping their dirt and water there and letting it dry out so then we could bring it to somebody.
Your favorite.
And we had a complaint on it, so the ranger came out and I talked to her during the meeting with
Yeah.
Pat Burns and everything went well. She didn't even ask for identification.
Yeah.
So that went real well. And then the last thing I have is the chlorine that we've been using. I've gotten it down. She's got the records of it, but we're not using as much chlorine as we used to use last
No.
year.
It's good,
It's down quite a bit.
good.
people appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm keeping it down to about 0.5, 0.6.
Long as the trace. The
Yep.
EPA, that's all they require is
Yeah.
a trace throughout
Yeah,
the system, so as long as you have that.
And the hotter it gets, the more it gets.
Yes, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've been keeping it down low. Of course, with summer coming,
Yeah.
consumption will probably go up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, so it's,
But I've only been running the whole winter on one pump, and we have 2 of them set up down there in 2
Okay.
tanks.
perfect.
So everything's going well on that, and
Good job.
that's what I've got.
That plant's appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Critical infrastructure project, I think we've discussed that enough at this meeting right now. Unless anybody has anything else they wanna,
There'll be a meeting tomorrow at 2.
Two.
So
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And guys, it's not something that I'm necessarily putting out, but just for our sake, to go back if we have questions about what was said, I am recording it, so.
Yeah, okay, that's
I mean,
fine.
if somebody comes in and asks, they can,
Well, yeah, that's fine, that's perfect.
it's not private.
Okay, item 9, the big wash,
We're not gonna talk about that tonight.
well,
We're gonna,
I'm still gonna,
Yeah, it's an agenda item.
yeah, it's an agenda item, we still have to talk about it. I think we should put that on the agenda for 2 or 3 months. Set it back.
August,
September,
Anybody-
September?
because it's too hot to do
Okay,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
That's a good excuse. Yeah, but, yeah, that's on my list of excuses.
So table till, so
Yeah.
let's do a motion to table.
I move we
till
delay it until September.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
September's good. Rate increase, we kind of talked about that, we'll just kind of put that on the back burner for right now.
Yeah, I'd like to delay that for a couple of months.
Yeah, a couple, 3 months, and if we see zeros for the next 3 months, then we'll talk more about it. Okay.
We could table it till August.
Yeah,
Have our
that's
meeting
fine.
in-
August is fine. We'll just table it till August. Like a motion and a second to table the rate increase till August.
Second.
All in favor? So moved. Okay, new business. The budget, Miss Kathy.
Well,
Tell us all you know.
Well, that's a good introduction.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really prepare a speech, for this.
Well,
Maybe we
just
can
give us
kind of go,
a 30,000 quick overview a little bit.
30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
well, like I had originally said, our revenue was up, from about 126 to 156 in water sales. So that's gone a long ways. I kept payroll operations relatively the same budget as last year. We went up quite a bit. The budget that I'm showing here is 32, and last year we spent 35, but I think part of that is just simply because we've had 3 people.
Oh, yeah.
And we're anticipating that not extending into next year, so I didn't budget for it. But doing the SOP and all that was been on board, so. Admin kept that the same as well. I don't anticipate any hiccups there. Most of this is all kind of self-explanatory. I did bring down pipes, meters, and fittings a little bit, and I could maybe even move that a little bit more if you guys want me to. The reason I'm saying this and why I'm bringing it up is because I've always kind of budgeted around 10, I've got it down to 96 here. But with ARPA, we're able to put a chunk of ours, we're able to have that bought. And so we may want to kind of discuss that and even come down a little further. Obviously the PVC sticks and that type of thing, they're not going to cover because that's not a federally approved item.
I'd almost, I mean,
But like
my
our meters and
opinion,
stuff.
I'd rather leave it where it's at, because if we have to, we can have him go out
I would too.
and replace, just like the line today.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a few
yeah.
lines and get them.
Yeah, and I don't want to go back to what they used to do, is, oh, just replace this little piece.
Yeah, exactly.
And this
we'll
is
replace
just
a
a
12-inch
budget.
piece.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
It's not set in
Yeah.
stone,
Yeah.
so, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
do
this
leave
is
it right
good,
where
but I
it is.
wouldn't want to take it down anymore.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, all right.
okay, that's fine.
I'm still leaving the equipment rental in there just in case. I don't know if we're ever gonna need to hire Cat again, but it's there. That's not a lot of money. Oh, actually, the 1,000 isn't include, I did not put in for Cat. That's actually for asphalt cutting. It's about 250 for each rental for a day,
Oh, for the concrete
the
coating?
concrete cutting.
Yeah, well, you
So
never know.
That's
You
what
never
that's
know
in
what
there
we're
for.
gonna need.
It's just for a few times a year. We did make a new account, Rita and I, for operation maintenance. Last year, it says 0 for this year because it's a new account. But the HVAC and stuff like that was just going into maintenance, which was actually showing up in admin, which is kind of confusing and not
That's good. that you
appropriate.
did
So,
that, yeah.
so we changed it so that now we can do that. And I did budget some money in there. We still don't have a service contract for the generator, so that was part of what I was figuring, and HVAC maintenance. I know Mark had mentioned to me a while back that we really should
Yeah,
have
we
somebody
really
come out
should.
and service it regularly instead of waiting for something catastrophic to happen.
Yeah.
So that's what that money is in there for. I don't know if that's accurate, if you guys have a better idea of how much those things cost.
No,
I'm more than happy
anymore.
to change that.
Yeah,
Electricity, that's kind of a,
that's a no-brainer.
trying to think if there's anything else in here. Permits. We won't look at what the actual was. I do need to start applying for those regularly. The permits when we do our work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, I don't see
They
anything
kind of
that
stopped
I
asking.
really have
You
any
know,
question about.
I had a question about, they told me that, in the meeting, I asked a question, mobilization, what does that all include? And one of the things they said was it includes the permits. And I'm sure they said it included the permits.
We'll have to go
Maybe-
back and look at that.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
you're
I'm
right.
wrong.
So I think you're right. I think they did say that
Yeah, so,
for some reason.
yeah,
Well,
and so that,
let's look into it.
yeah. We need
Okay,
to
that's
do-
not what I'm talking about here, but
Yeah.
Oh,
I appreciate
You're talking
that.
about the permits when we.
When we're
have
doing
a leak.
repairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I don't have any other questions.
I do want to, we have to call on the permits for.
Oh, Rick, it's just,
Just Rick Zane, same guy.
yeah. You just email him and he sends me over a bill.
Just different. I mean, you already have a permit for the water line. You're staying in the water line easement. You already have a permit for that, so I can't see why you have to, but, I mean.
I would love to figure out how we could fight that.
I
They've
just-
been trying to fight it for a very long time, and I feel like it's just that we're just not talking to the right people,
Well,
but I don't
I
know.
think, because I mean, not to bring where I came from and how we did, but I'm just saying is we've already paid for that permit, for that easement, for the utilities to go into there and all the services, so I mean.
Did we? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it was.
They're in place, we're grandfathered in, period, so.
It sounds reasonable, but I don't know.
I don't either, I
Yeah.
mean, Arizona's different, so. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, that's
why
it.
I'm
I don't
saying
know
is
here.
I don't know here, so,
Yeah.
I mean, you might be right, but if he's easy about doing it, then kick him an email and say, hey. yeah,
It's just
we're-
they cost us money.
$100 a pop, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. It's
Like
actually gonna
when
be
we have a
more now.
parade, just to use their street, we have to pay them $100.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
yeah, so, Okay, well, okay, I don't have any questions, if anybody.
Okay.
I have the only comment I have on it is under water purchase. Hopefully, that number will go down over the season.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sticking with,
You
No,
have to-
for
you have
for
to-
this purposes,
Yeah.
you have to.
that number needs to stay the way it is.
Yeah,
But it'd be nice to see it go down.
let it go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we'll tell everybody we did a good job. Okay.
so that means that right now, with everything that's in here, we're running at a $9,200 loss. Okay? And that's, when I had originally done a kind of a tentative budget, we were up over 10. But then with these figures from the sales from Rock Pro and stuff, that kind of brought that down. Now, if we took out the dump trailer, which that's obviously something we could put off, I mean, Chuck has been fine with us using his when we
Yeah.
can, and especially if we start having Gordy bring our fines over, we could probably put that off for a little while, and that gets us actually kind of close to zero.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd almost like to.
yeah, I think the dump trailer,
So,
Yeah, it could be put off.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, $50 a load for Gordy.
yeah.
yeah,
Hard to pay for a dump trailer.
yeah, it is.
That'd be a lot
Okay,
of load.
so I will take that off, the 7,500. Where is it? And that's really all I have, I can't.
Okay, how about a motion to adjourn?
Well, we have
We
to,
have to approve that tentative budget.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, we do, don't we?
with
Okay.
comments.
Motion and a second to approve the tentative budget for 25-26.
Motion.
I moved.
Okay, with the change of the,
Yeah. Okay, all right, motion to adjourn. Second.
I need Brenda wanted to say some, ask us
Oh.
some questions.
That's okay. I'll come talk to Kathy.
you can ask, we haven't adjourned yet.
Well, I just had I had some ideas about your water rates and stuff, but since you're putting it out for a few
Oh,
months.